Yo, yo, what's going on? How we doing? How we doing? Stock market prep going into the final month of 2024, December 2nd tomorrow. Definitely worth mentioning a bunch of names hitting scan over the weekend. Lunar, Rocket Lab, and then a bunch of these ones are in like an aerospace and defense basket if you're searching through Finviz. So these aerospace names, and you've got Archer, I call it Archer, MobX, Jobby, PRZO. There's a bunch of them, all in the aerospace, tech, and that sort of thing. UMAC got linked in with Donald Trump Jr. He had some backside connections to this. DXYZ is still holding up, and that's got SpaceX as one of its holdings. So the aerospace names are definitely on watch. What's going on? Hola. I did hop on Sunday Scan with the team over at Investors Underground. So I have put the link down below to that written portion and the video portion. I believe it is the first link down below. So feel free to click through that. I have my written plans on there, and the video somewhere partway through, maybe 10 minutes or so in. And you can see my chat and see my screen share on there where I went into a bit deeper of a dive. But I will go over it quickly here, and then anyone who is on now or checks back in for the recording, you can go and click that link down in the description and watch where I had already gone over my plans and watches for the week ahead. So let's start off here with IDAI, big picture, multi-day runner. I traded that overextended gap down on Friday. Didn't amount to much, but you got that little pull off open and then fizzle into close. So this is either going to do one of two things. It's either going to fail sub 60 and start this little liquidity pocket back down to the lower volume profile towards 40 cents, or it's going to continue to hold up and possible secondary leg. So I will be prepared for either opportunity in the coming days. OPTT, probably my main watch going into Monday, going from 15 to 50 with overhead resistance, habitual diluter. This isn't like the maritime defense space. Used to run with stuff like Tops and Sino and GLBS and all those other shipper names. They do have earnings after market close. Technically on the 16th, but they've put out a press release saying that they're pre-releasing earnings on the 2nd. Kind of giving like a little sneak peek. So definitely worth noting if you're swinging this, that there is a catalyst after the close. They could have been holding it up into the catalyst and could be the sell the news. But I'm looking to play the chart pattern here, going 15 to 50 with overhead resistance and knowing the history of this name with good first red days. So I will keep that one on watch. UMAC, recent runner, not really interested. It trades a bit too thin. VSIG, recent percent gainer, still holding up, but a bit too far off the highs for me to want to play a liquidity trap. PRZO is in the aerospace basket. Day one, no plan on it tomorrow, but going to see how that one sets up. Archer, this one's setting up similar to Master with the big picture fundamentals behind it, the basket moving, and the anchor kind of dragging it with it. ACHR starting to speed up. The RSI is right around 88 to 90. So now that it's run from $4 to 10, this is now in that overextension range, and it's starting to gap to gap. It traded the same volume as it did the prior day and was only a half day on Friday. So definitely increased liquidity. So ideally gap up parabolic and trade that fail fall through momentum. Same kind of setup that Master did over here, where you get that exhaustion gap and failed fall through off the open. So I will keep that one on watch. It would be a bit higher conviction trade if stuff like Rocket Lab and Lunar started to take a break. Then you could get the sympathies starting to kind of get pulled down with it. MOBX kind of weaseled their way into the sector. They had acquired a defense and technology aerospace name. So before they were a semiconductor name, and now that they've acquired that company, it's kind of been joining trend with these other names. But now it's gone 60 cents to 180, a triple. So same kind of thing as Archer. Going to be looking for exhaustion and look to trade a first red day there in the coming days. Let me just shut that off. And then, yeah, Jobby. This one's also in that same basket, just not quite as extended as Archer. I think Archer has a bit more of an ideal daily chart. And then Coin, one of the last ones on there, showing some relative weakness versus Bitcoin. Came in quite a bit there into close. Same with Mara and the Bitcoin basket, while Bitcoin was still holding up in that 97, 98K range. And this one started to pull in. Bitcoin was weak, pulling back from the 25th to the 27th. And this one was kind of holding sideways, but once it started to perk back up, this one started to show relative weakness. So if we get a confirm of power bar lows and a 290 confirm, I could see a trend join for a daily failed fall through setup. So ADAI, OPTT, aerospace names, and Coin will likely be my main watches into tomorrow. Worth noting and keeping an eye, just a third eye on the quantum basket, just because they haven't gone anywhere, but those other names will be my main watches. Just check in here with the chat quick before I sign off. ECIG, third day surge, following reverse split. Oh yeah, I touched on that one a little bit before I had seen your question, but it is just a bit too far off of its daily highs. Failed fall through momentum up here happened in the 650 range. So pops back up. Sure, it could work, but it's not something I would want to put my money up against. If the day's highs were closer, like first of all, this little pre-market pop bagged a few. This pop off the open bagged a few and kept everybody underwater. So I'd expect pops back towards 5 to be met with pressure. It could be a bigger picture idea down the road if it starts to set up over multiple days, but in terms of a trade for tomorrow, I'm not really interested. I think there's more bag holders than shorts underwater. Golan, how's it going? NASCAR, my man Dawson. We got off on the wrong foot. You definitely saw the dangers of shorting Chinese stocks after PGHL. That said, guy on my Discord had shorted at 20. Shorted more after hours in the 150s, turned it into a winner. Yeah, that's just a recipe for disaster. Short at 20 and add at 150, unless you're trading at one share. If you're trading anything with meaningful size, that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, it's got range, but you're not going to get any sort of meaningful size on something like this when you're short at 20 and have to risk to 220. If you're risking $200 a share and the best case is it goes down $20 a share, you're down a 1 to 10 risk reward. So it's not a positive expected value in the long run. Hence why I don't think it's really worth touching these unless you're trading, 5 shares, 10 shares, 100 shares. Like even 100 shares from 20, you're down 200 points. It's 20 grand. That's a decent hit on just 100 shares. So I just don't see the point in it. And if you can't put size on the trade, then you can't scale into it. Then what's the point in even trading it to begin with? XCur, second red day. That one's kind of funky now at this point. It's trading a bit too thin, too choppy. It looks controlled. What's that other one? AGLY? AGFY? Yeah, AGFY. It seems kind of like this, where someone's just got control of the float. It trades super thin and super choppy, so I'm not really interested in trading these at that point. But yeah, I'll stick with my names I went over there. And like I say, if you want a bit more in depth, I did talk for quite a while over on the Investors Underground Sunday Scan. So that's the first link down in the description. So thank you guys for tuning in. Those of you that are in Investors Underground, they do have the sales going on until Tuesday for Cyber Monday, and it's like $6,000 worth of value for like $1,500 or something. So really good deals. So if you guys want to join me over at Investors Underground, and a bunch of the technology and other really good traders that are over there trade live every day, daily webinars, moderator watch lists, all that kind of stuff. I think it's worthwhile. I don't really recommend rooms. I don't think I really have. It's just what I use and what I believe in, so I don't mind pointing people in that direction. But yeah, so thank you guys for coming by. I appreciate the well wishes. Nito, great video. Thank you. Justin, hoping I feel better. Thank you. Slowly but surely we'll get there. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the room tomorrow. Let's get in where we fit in, make some memories, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.